Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is now episode 7 of our NDIS SEO campaign. And in this episode, we'll be going through internal linking and how you can implement this for your website to help you rank your important service and money pages. Firstly, what even is an internal link? An internal link is just simply a link from one page on your website to another page on your website. So what happens when Google crawls your website? They start on your home page and then the bots will just go down the page, and every time it hits a link, it'll follow the link and then read all the information on that next page. So we can use links to sort of nudge and direct Google to certain pages on our website. So if you were to send a number of internal links to a certain service page, Google's going to go, hang on, this is actually quite an important page and I'll pay more attention to it. Today we'll just be focusing on contextual internal links. So they are links that are found within the body or the text of a web page. They're links such as ones like this, and they do not include any navigational links that you find in the footer or in the header of your site. These are often the most important and weighted more heavily in Google's eyes. A super important element of internal linking is your anchor text selection. And what anchor text is simply the text that you choose to go along with the internal link that you have chosen. So here is a service tile on the home page, and it's just a little rundown on community access and a little description. But then the button here, which is a link, the anchor text is learn more. Now, our best practice for this would be to actually include a keyword or a variation of a keyword, because it gives more relevance to Google and more context so that they know exactly what you're linking to. Call that community access, and now Google has an idea when it reads this link that it is attached to community access. Now here is a Google Sheet that I use for all of the clients that I work on, and basically it's a good way of recording all of your current and future internal links that you will be adding to the site. So what it has here is a tab for service pages. So I include the home page and the 5 current service pages. You have a tab for location pages, which is Caboolture and Redcliffe, which are yet to be created. And then also a tab for the blog articles, which we have not written either. But what you want to do is you want to go through your site and just analyze all of the current internal links and fill out this document accordingly. So we just added a button here on the home page here, and we added an internal link to the community access page. So what we want to do is we want to just grab the URL of the page that we're linking from, and then we'll paste it next to the URL that we're linking to. So now we can see that from the home page, we're linking to the community access page, and we use the anchor text community access. I also like to record the date that I added it, because if something ever needs to be changed, or we create a new page, or it's just not working for us, we have a really good idea of when it was added and sort of the effect it may have had. So we'll add that in there as well. So I'm now just going to skim through the website quickly and record all of the current internal links that we have on the site. And then after that, I'm going to show you how we can find more internal linking opportunities so that we can help boost certain service pages and help with the rankings in Google. Okay, I have now added all the internal links that we have on the site. Currently, we only have links from the homepage. So now we want to explore ways we can add more links throughout the site and point those towards other important pages such as our location pages, as well as point from certain service pages to other service pages, so we can help build up more relevance and context there. So if we look on the home page, if you scroll down to frequently asked questions section, we have a question here: what areas of Brisbane do you provide services to? So here it goes through and talks about the areas we provide, which is North Brisbane, Caboolture and Redcliffe. So this is a perfect opportunity right here to add an internal link, and then you would link to our service page, which we have yet to create. But that would just be another internal link right here. And that's perfect, just like that. And now that is a perfect instance of where you can add an internal link. Here is another example. Sometimes it may be really hard to link from one service page to another page, because on this specific page, you're only talking about that service. So here, Community Access Brisbane it's going to be pretty hard to find an internal linking opportunity to specialized support employment. So one way you can get around that is by adding a little section like this that we have at the bottom of the page, which is related services. And this is still classified as contextual because it's still in the body of the site. And what you can do here is you can add a link to this button here. So we can add a link to our assistance with daily life page. And there you go, publish that one. And now we have a link from our community access page to another service page. So you come to the live page, daily assistance, and it takes us to the other page. So that's just a little trick you can use to add more internal links throughout your page and just get people more engaged on the page. They may look at one service and go, yeah, that was good. What else have you got? I'll keep reading for a bit before I make up my mind and reach out. Here is an example of why it's super important to record all of your internal links. Because when I was doing the research to help with writing up the content of this assistance with daily life page, it was originally going to be called domestic assistance. But when I was doing the research, I was finding that Google wasn't really mixing up the search intent. So when you searched assistance with daily life, it was sometimes showing up with other pages that were targeting domestic assistance. So Google was grouping these two together. So I ended up going with assistance with daily life due to the search volume. It had more search volume, so I thought it'd be better to target that keyword. But if in the future I decide that's not working and I want to then split this page, so I have assistance with daily life, and then I split it into two pages where I have domestic assistance, I can, with one look, see all of the internal links that I have pointing to this page. So then I can go through and be like, okay, I'm going to change all of these links and now point them to domestic assistance with the correct anchor text. Before I ever decide to make a decision like this, I would give it a number of months just to see how the page is performing before I make any sort of grand decision like that. But this is just one way you can sort of future-proof yourself just in case the decision you made in the past hasn't quite worked out like as you liked, and then you can split up the page if needed. Now, any page that I ever add to this website in the future, which will be the location pages and also blog articles, I will just record all of them in this spreadsheet so that I don't miss anything, and then I have a really good overarching idea of how everything is working. Stay tuned for next week's episode where I show you my entire backlink strategy, which is arguably one of the most important things you can do as part of any SEO campaign. Cheers.